Hi guys, welcome to Geekszilla. I'm Gofur and this is my thoughts on X-Wing 2.0. Okay, so the announcement of X-Wing 2.0 seems to have caused quite a bit of a stir. This is my thoughts on it. It's definitely going to cost some people a lot of money to convert their collections over into the new edition. But there's no company, not even Fantasy Flight Games, could afford to absorb the cost of upgrading everyone's cards. That amount of printed material for every player, there's no way they could have done it for nothing. It's very obvious that the game needed to be streamlined and changed, upgraded. I mean, the errata book that's out at the moment, all the updates for the cards and everything, it's bigger than the original rulebook is, so it needed fixing. There's no way around about that. I've seen and heard a lot of people say that this is going to make them sell off the first edition stuff. Now, if that amount of folk do that, it's going to do two things. First off, the market is going to be flooded with second-hand items of X-Wing. The price is just going to go down and down and down. If there's that much stuff available, people will be able to pick it up for pennies. So on the positive side, if it does happen, it'll be a windfall for anyone who wants to buy tons of first ed stuff. So there's a silver lining in every cloud. There's only one person that can force you to play second edition, and that's yourself. Nobody else can make you play it. The only people who are really going to be forced into playing it, not even forced, if you want to stay in the tournament side of things with X-Wing, you're going to have to go into the second edition, because the organised play kits, all that, it's going to be second edition anyway. If you're just going to be staying as a casual player, just playing with your mates, you don't actually need to do anything. If you're happy with the game the way it is, just keep playing it. You've got enough ships, there'll be more ships available, so just stick with it. You don't need to change. The other side of that as well is anyone who's coming into the hobby new, they're obviously going to go straight into second edition, because that's what will be in the shelves in the shops. So tournament players and new players are the only ones that will sort of be coerced into going that way. Even new players could get second-hand stuff as well. I mean, it'll still be out there. I'm sure there'll be a lot of shops selling off their stock of first edition stuff. That might even go on sale quite cheaply in a lot of places, because it's going away. Again, it might go up in price if it becomes, that collectible way, because it's not going to be available anymore. Who knows? For me, on the plus side, a lot of people have been saying for a long time that the game needs to be fixed. From the cost on the cards and the changes in the rules and the clarifications. So that's what's happening. We're going to get this clarification. We're going to get a new game that works in a slightly different way with some new features. I think it looks quite positive myself. The new version offers a lot of new mechanics, from X-Wings having barrel roll from the outset, from actual force powers coming into the game as opposed to being just the special abilities on the cards and focus. You're actually getting the ability with some of the force-sensitive pilots to actually use the force to influence the game. I'm thinking it looks quite good from that sort of side of things. The other thing is the app that they're doing with it. So this app is going to, instead of the costs for your ships and pilots and upgrades being on the card, that's all going to be on the app. So in the future, when things change, they won't need to do a reprint, they just change the costs on the app. So the only way that this change could have been avoided is if they'd done the app and the points cost that way with first edition. Now, even with the best foresight, there's no way that they could have known that this X-Wing game was going to be as big as it is. I mean, nobody ever thought that X-Wing would knock 40k off the top spot in the selling charts for miniature games. Now, this this change to the app is going to avoid this happening again in the future. So in that way, I see that as a positive because, yeah, it's a nightmare this time for the people that have got to spend extra money to change, but they have looked at it and gone, it won't happen again in the future. Or it shouldn't happen again in the future. You never know that it might, but they don't need to because the stuff's on the app now instead of on the cards. So they don't need to do a whole big print run the next time they change stuff. The other big plus side is you don't actually need to buy all the ships again because you've got the ships, you've got the miniatures. You just need to get the conversion kit. Now, that's going to be a lot cheaper than actually buying all the ships again. And we know lots of companies, well, one company in particular that liked to go, that stuff's no longer used, buy the new stuff, buy the new stuff. But everyone's trying to make a buck. I'm sure that's part of the reason for why Fantasy Flight's doing it, to reinvigorate the sales of the game. But yeah, as I say, you don't have to buy the ships, you just need to get the conversion kit if you're going that way. Saying that, I do want to get one of those new X-Wings where the S-foils actually open and close. I will be getting one because I'm intrigued enough by all the changes that are coming in it that I think when I can, I'm going to pick up a new starter set and one faction's conversion set. Now, you need to get the conversion set because it's got the new damage deck in it. It's also got a new movement token in it, though I do think that a lot of the laser cutting companies that do the tokens for these games anyway, a lot of them will probably do one of these new movement tokens and add it into their sets, or maybe even sell it individually. The new set is like the original set. It's got 2 TIE fighters and an X-Wing in it. And as I say, they all import a new damage deck and the rules. So I'll probably pick up one of them, and I'll probably pick up one conversion kit. Now, I would need 3 if I was going to do all my ships. I'd actually need 4 because I'd need 2 of the Imperial ones because the amount of TIE fighters I've got. That's looking at a lot of money, so I'll pick up the new core set and 1 conversion kit. I'll need to pick a faction, and it'll probably be Imperial because that's what most of my ships are. And I'll see how I go from there. I'm not going to jump in and get a conversion kit for each set straight away. I might even end up just doing 1 faction in version 2 and keeping all my version 1 stuff as just version 1. So I know it's not exactly been an enlightening insight, it's just my thoughts. If you've got any opinions, if you've got any ideas or information, I mean, one of the things I'd love to know is how they're going to deal with the big ships as well, like the Tantive and the Raider. I haven't actually seen yet any information about what's going to happen with them, so if you know, put a comment down below. If you've got any thoughts on this, let us know what you think. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, as I can see it reinvigorating the game, but it's going to cost people money. So there's good points and bad points to this. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed. Once I get stuff, I'll let you know what I think of it. I'll probably even do an unboxing video of it. This is a quick video thrown together because this is all just popped out of nowhere for me. I wasn't expecting any of this. I'm sure some of the other geeks have got their own ideas on this. I've spoken to a few of the boys on Zilla, and some of them have said, I'm getting rid of it, and some of them are like, no, I'll probably upgrade. So yeah, let us know what you think. Cheers, guys.